Hi, we're back again. We have Cristina Romero here. That's right, Cristina Romero. And she is the producer. And, well, tell us a little bit about your involvement in Twisted50.
I came on the project really early with Chris at the stage where we didn't really have a website. So we started writing the website and deciding what kind of sort of horror genre we wanted it to be. We sort of explored ghosts and hauntings and stuff like that, and then we kind of hit upon really that we both loved tales of the unexpected and all the really weird, wonderful stuff from when we were both much younger. So we wanted to sort of revisit all of that, really, bring all of that back up, and just...
So you were involved from the very start?
Yes, yeah, from the very start. And we went with Twisted because we wanted to sort of open it out and just let people roll with their creativity and their imagination and see what they would come up with.
And it just started as a Facebook status or a request for stories under 2,000 words, is that correct?
We built the website. Chris had the programmer who built the website because he already had, his people behind him from the LSF community. So with that and on Facebook, the marketing through there with the website, I put a lot of work into finding sort of prose writers, because the LSF community are basically screenwriters, so we had to sort of reach out and find a different kind of writer, and these prose writers and horror writers. So I put a lot of time into looking for marketing to different communities and trying to get them all involved as well.
And were you involved in the 50 Kisses one that preluded this, or was you became after that?
Yeah, no, I wasn't involved in any of that. I came in just, yes, for the horror. Horror's my thing a bit more.
That's your genre. So what's next for you guys? What's happening next?
Well, there's the Twisted 2 competition, which is going to close up on Monday. So then that will be another whole group of stories to select and another book to build. They've got the Singularity, the science fiction project that they've had running as well. So that's going to go for them. And I know then Chris has got the Impact going on another side, which is a screenwriting and filmmaking initiative. So yeah, Create 50's got quite a lot sort of going on with it at the moment.
Yeah, well, going back to Twisted50, so how did you make your selections? Because I know there was like over 400 submissions or something. How did you narrow it down to just 50?
We had a lot of readers, so we had to do, we had to take this sort of lump of 500 stories and basically whittle out a big chunk of them. And we had a lot of help from readers to get through all of those. It's sort of surprisingly...
So you personally did not read all 500?
I'm probably not far off reading off. Over the years, the 18 months that the project has been going on, probably coming up to 2 years. When we started it in April, not last year but the year before, so coming up to 2 years, I had a lot of involvement in feedback on the actual during the initiative. So I read a lot of stories as the competition was all in process.
And they also got an opportunity to edit them and get feedback and resubmit up to 3 times, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. They had this, it's a fantastic initiative in that, I know from being a writer as well that if you submit the story to a competition, you then, if you don't win, you don't hear anything, and you just, you don't get any opportunity to make your story better. Well, it was the thing that Chris wanted to do with Create 50 was, well, we want to help. We actually want to, as a community and as a peer group, start to sort of help each other improve the stories.
That's what I really got a sense of community here tonight, that everyone is here supporting each other and helping each other get better and improve their work and come together and make something.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was sort of so amazing, and I think I never really would have anticipated how sort of popular the whole Twisted initiative was, with people from all over the world as well that came in.
Yeah, there's a few people here from America today.
Yeah, we have, and we had a lot from. I reached out to a writing group in South Africa, so we had a couple of. We had one that got into Evil Little Sister, but they were quite prominent in the group, in the initiative when we were working on the stories, and just that everyone beginning, able to put in their feedback, either structurally on the stories or just from a creative point of view, because I mean ultimately it's subjective. Something I may love, the next person is not going to love. So it was great, and above all to have all of this feedback and allow the writer to then select which way they might want to take that story. And we were quite conscious because I've obviously got my preferences, but we were quite conscious well, I don't want to tell them how to write their story. Whereas if we've got this feedback from so many other writers, we can, in the editing process, talk to them and say, well, look, go on then, go with that one. Yeah,
that's really, it's an amazing process that what you've done actually. It's really exciting. And have you been working on Evil Little Sister as well then?
I have, yes, yeah. We've both Eleanor, myself, we were again we had so many fantastic stories that it was sort of hard to boil it down to 50. And then especially as we've got some writers who had written.
Oh, there's last orders at the bar, everyone.
Some writers had submitted a number of stories, and most of those cases, all of their stories were brilliant. But we specifically wanted Twisted50 to be 50 authors rather than 50 stories. So we thought, well, we'll do this sister book, and then we can get all these other incredible writers into that one as well.
So if you've done more than one story, would you still be able to be in volume 2 or in Evil Little Sister, or is it just one story per person, per author?
No, you can submit as many as you want. The criteria that we had with the judging process on Twisted50 is that we wanted 50 authors, so we had to just choose the best of whichever particular author. But Evil Little Sister, there's a couple of stories by the same author. That was kind of much more open. And then I'm not sure with Twisted2 what we're doing. I mean, that's the great thing with Create 50 and Chris Jones being at the helm of it all, really, is that he's very open to just rolling with stuff and let's see what happens, because you just never know when you're working with so many people.
It takes a life of its own, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and you never kind of know what's going to happen until it happens. And rather than to sort of say, well, no, well, these are the rules that we laid out in the beginning, it would just be a shame to say, well, but we're actually just we're crunching people's creativity now because we're being sticking to the rules. Where the great thing with Chris is, go on then, let's roll with that, let's just go.
Oh, that's really exciting. So what would be your advice? What advice would you give to someone maybe just starting out writing, or even whether that's book writing or screenwriting or anything? Do you have anything that you would say in terms of discipline in actually getting something finished and out there into the world?
I would say read. It's really important that you read other people's work. I know it be hard when you're trying to find the time to write, not finding the time to read, but it's really important to get an idea of what's not just going on out there, but you start to read what's amazing writing. And then you need to get that discipline, I think, of writing
on a daily basis, or?
Well, I mean, ideally, the more discipline you can get, obviously, the faster you're going to get through your projects. But if you want to write a novel and you write every couple of weeks, and you're looking at taking 2 years or so to complete a book, so you kind of need to sort of assess, well, look, do I want to spend 5 years on this because I'm only writing a little bit every month, or do I just want to try and blast through this quite quickly? So I think if you can find the discipline to write daily or Monday to Friday, even if it's 500 words of utter shit, which it normally is for the first draft anyway, then once you've got that first draft, I mean, I certainly, for me, the hardest bit is always getting the first draft down, the words. Then once you've got something, then I think the next stage is looking at your work and reading out loud. I always say to all the writers that I've worked with, when you read out loud, you hear something very different in your writing.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you this evening. I will end on one final question, which I've asked everyone this evening. What is your favourite horror film?
Ooh, my favourite horror film? Do you know what? The one that's come to mind straight away is Let the Right One In.
Oh, I've not seen that.
It's the original one. I think it was not the. They did an American remake. The original one is Scandinavian-ish. Can't remember quite if it was.
Let the Right One In.
One in. They also did a stage play in London a few years ago, which was just stunning. It's a little vampire girl who she needs a human boy, to help her, and it's very, very beautiful. And just the cinematography of this film, of the original film, is just breathtaking. For me, horror stories are beautiful. When I don't like all the gore, slasher, Saw, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I like the beautiful stories that are sort of set, within kind of everyday life.
Less is more.
Yes, but they're actually really horrific.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I will definitely check that one out. And it's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. Congratulations. It's been a real big success tonight. And you should look forward to the next one.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.